Now, Craig, I think I heard you call this a barn burner.
This is a real good one tonight.
Yeah.
High school basketball tonight, the Eddies and the Blazes. Edward Little and Westbrook on the hardwood in Auburn, and a real barn burner. Some avid hoop fans at the EL gym on a Tuesday night, and the Eddies come out firing. Rob Edgerly with a jumper for a 6-2 Edward Little lead. And then the Jeff Hass show, the Eddie guard on fire with a bank in the lane. And a long jumper as Edward Little takes charge early. But it's tough to put Westbrook away. They go to their captain, guard Todd Moore. He does it all outside, and the penetration inside as the Blazes whittle away. The Eddies then look inside and find help off the bench from Tom Daniels. Edward Little 19-10. That 9-point margin, the largest Eddie advantage. They go ice cold as Westbrook roars back. Chad Warmel heats up. He slices inside for a pair and also tickles the twine on the pop. Warmel gets help from Douglas off the break as Westbrook takes over. The Blazers with 11 points in a row. Moore here for the jumper. And Westbrook beats Edward Little the final, 55-53.
After 4 games in schoolboy basketball, Westbrook remains unbeaten. The Blue Blazers knocked off Portland tonight, 74-62. Let's go downtown to the Expo for highlights. Ever wonder what a weatherman does in between shows? That's Steve Adamson, dressed up as a Blue Blazers mascot. No problem. We go back to basketball, and Westbrook jumps out to a 16-11 first quarter lead. That's Todd Duchesne for 2. Duchesne is the transfer for Bonnie Eagle, and he's starting to assert himself inside. He had 23 points tonight, 15 coming in the 4th quarter. The big scorer in the game, though, was Portland's Todd Miranda. He had 30 points, 20 in the 4th quarter alone. Westbrook led by 10 at halftime, and Portland tries to stay close off the steal. Mike DeAndrea will cut the Westbrook lead to 8 in the 4th quarter. But Westbrook answers with 2 jumpers by Todd Moore. Moore with 18 points, and Westbrook is in control. Moore can do just about everything on the basketball court. Here he'll come up right into your picture and bang home 2 more. Westbrook in control of this one down the stretch, hitting their free throws. Al Bugby for Portland had 8 points in the game. This one will go and the foul, but Westbrook will win this one going away 74-62. Westbrook now 4-0. Portland drops to 3-1.
Well, Westbrook High School won the basketball showdown with Cheverus today, 54-33. Todd Duchesne with a tap-in for 2 of his 21. Westbrook built a 19-point halftime lead thanks to the floor leadership of that man, Todd Moore, who had 12 points. Westbrook may have lost the title last year, but again, they seem to be the team to beat in the West. Westbrook over Cheverus, 54-33. Quickly down the
basketball, a lot of it happening tonight?
Always on Friday night, and finally a good one. You know, it's been a year of mismatches and blowouts in high school basketball this season, but tonight in Buxton, a thriller. Westbrook escapes with a 55-54 win over Bonnie Eagle. The Blazers stay unbeaten. Here's Bonnie Eagle's Louis Butte, and the Scots led 14-10 after 1 quarter. Westbrook rallied in the second. Jeff Napton, who had 17, goes inside for 2. Todd Moore for Westbrook, the drive. Nice drive. Count the basket and the foul. Bonnie Eagle still led 28-27 early. Trevor Atkinson with the bomb. He had 6, and it's all tied at 32 all at halftime. Second half, Westbrook takes control in the 3rd quarter. Mike Matheson who had all 8 of his points in that quarter, and Westbrook led after 3, 48-42. There's Todd Duchesne for 2 of his 9. Westbrook was up by 8 with 3 minutes to play. John Merrifield inside for Bonnie Eagle, and the Scots make a run. Donnie Bean with the bomb. That cuts it to 54-52. Westbrook late in the game. Todd Duchesne cans 1 of 2 free throws to give Westbrook a 55-52 lead with 12 seconds to play. Louis Butte's basket cuts it to 1, but Westbrook will just hold on to the ball. Time runs out, and they escape with that 1-point win. Westbrook wins it, and they stay unbeaten at a 1-point win over Bonnie Eagle.
And they knock off Westbrook. Final score in this one, 54-47, played at South Portland. Riots in white trailed most of the way. Westbrook led this 15-12 after 1 period. Number 20 is Secord. Number 32, Matt Douglas. They were the leaders for Westbrook throughout this one. It was a 25-24 game at halftime. Westbrook with the lead. But they upped that lead to 37-31 after 3 periods of play. But South Portland rallied, and did they come from behind. Number 31 for the Riots is Mark Holtenhoff. He had a great evening. He had 24 points to lead all scorers, 12 in the first half, 12 in the second half. In that final period, when it counted, he got going. As we say, 20. And Secord had 12 for Westbrook. But number 22 for South Portland, Mike Roque, put the Riots in front for one of the very first times in this game as Cloutier hits here. It was 45-43 with 2:40 remaining. Then they put it away at the free throw line as they hit 7 straight at the foul line. But it's Holtenhoff to lead the way as South Portland gets a big win tonight, 54-47 over Westbrook. Elsewhere, Chevrolet beat Deering 74-63, Falmouth 49, Freiburg 29. Portland 85-52 over Thornton Academy. Scarborough beats Massabesic tonight. Cape Elizabeth 72, Marshwood 69. Bonnie Eagle 58, Lewiston 52. Gorham beat Wyndham tonight. Kennebunk 69 and, Gorham beat Wells 79-38. Kennebunk 69, Wyndham 58. North Haven 67 and Waynfleet 51. College basketball action, one final.
Upset Westbrook 61-57 in the Blue Blazes' own gym. The hero right there, red-headed Billy Anthorn for Deering. He had 28 points leading all scorers. Westbrook jumped out to a 2-point first quarter lead. Todd Duchesne with 2 of his 15 in the game for Westbrook. Troy Murphy for Deering chipped in with 15 of his own as Deering led 25-21 at the half. Todd Moore had 14 for Westbrook, but the Rams still led 37-31 after 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, Billy Anthorn and company just too tough. Deering made 25 of 30 free throws in the game. Deering evens up their record at 6-6 with a 61-57 upset over Westbrook, who drops to 10-2.
Because Westbrook won, but the game was a lot closer this time. Westbrook 65, Chevrolet 63. The game was in overtime. Westbrook built an 8-point lead in the first quarter. Todd Duchesne scoring 2 of his 13 points. Stags got off to a good game out of their point guard, Chris Brewer. He finished with a game-high 24. Westbrook held big Mike Lorette, the Stags center, to just 2 points, and there they are. Late in the game now, 20 seconds left. Blazes Jeff Napton hits all net with a 16-footer. Into overtime we go. Westbrook scores the first 4 points of the extra period. Matheson hitting 2 of his team-high 14, and then Napton getting another big bucket. Westbrook was up by 4 in OT. 1 second left on the clock. Greg Secord sinks the foul shot. Sean Ashley just misses from 3/4 court. Westbrook 65, Chevrolet 63. Let's go to the score.
And hits a couple in the early going for the Bulldogs. They led 9-7 after 1 period. Todd Miranda starts to heat things up in the second period. No one found a way to defense Miranda in this one. Secord hitting a couple. Portland led it 22-18 at halftime. Miranda had 12 points in that second period. Here he comes again in period number 3. He ended up with 26 points in the ball game to lead the Bulldogs. 26 of their 44 as Duchesne hits a couple for the Blazes. It was 32-24 after 3 periods. Miranda goes to work again, hits the jump shot. As we said, he had 26. Warren Johnson, the other Bulldog, with double figures. He has 13, and Portland wins at 44-37. In other action, a big win for Chevrolet tonight. In overtime, they beat South Portland 61-60. Morse rolls on 93-51 over Mount Ararat. Thornton Academy beat Edward Little 72-69 tonight at home over Sanford. Blazes in white jump out big in the early going. It's Todd Moore with the baseline jumper here. He had 10. Matt Douglas will get the next 2 for the Blazes. They were up 16-7 after 1 period of play. Redskins limited to just 15 points in the first half. Kevin Plant gets a couple here. But Westbrook moved out to a big, comfortable lead at halftime. Duchesne will hit a couple. He had 11 on the night for Westbrook, and they were up 33-15 at halftime. Also in double figures, Mike Matheson had 10 for Westbrook. He hits a couple here. Leading scorer in the game, Stevenson, for the Redskins. He had 17, gets a couple here. 15 of those came in the second half. It's 46-31 after 3 periods, and the Blazes just coast and put this one away as Moore hits 2 of his 10, 58-43 the final. Deering a win over Biddeford tonight. Edward Little surprised Chevrolet 72-54. Lewiston gets by Thornton
to beat South Portland 70-69. Can't wait for the tournament. South Portland led by 6 early. Bobby Whalen's shots blocked first, goes right back up for 2 of his 18 points for South Portland. Westbrook rallies, though, and they come right back. Mac Douglas off the glass. He had a career-high 18 points. Westbrook led by 3 after 1. Watch Todd Moore keep dribbling. No problem. Throws the pass off to Douglas, who puts it in. Westbrook led 36-34 at the half. Second half, Westbrook turns on the D. The Douglas blocks Whalen. Todd Moore starts the fast break. The dish to Jeff Napton for 2 of his 10. Westbrook's up 46-42. The Blazers led 55-50 after 3 quarters. Todd Duchesne, the runner, in the lane for 2. Duchesne had 14 points for the Blazers tonight. But in the fourth quarter, South Portland turns on the D. Kevin Coyne, the steal and the lay-in. Coyne with 14. South Portland led 58-57. Bobby Whalen gave the Riots a 6-point lead with 44 seconds to play. South Portland led 69-63. But now Westbrook's Todd Moore takes over. Moore scores 6 of Westbrook's last 7 points of the game. He had 20. That one with 8 seconds to play put Westbrook up 70-69. South Portland can't get the basket to fall, and Westbrook holds on to win that one 70-69. Westbrook finishes at 15-3. South Portland 12-6. Another game just awesome. In the second game, Deering came up short. Westbrook wins it 58-49. Deering's Phil Conley on the drive here, and Deering led 16-15 after 1 quarter. Todd Moore had a great game for Westbrook. He had 25 points. Westbrook led 19-16 in the second quarter. Bailey Anthoyne on the J. He had 10 points for Deering, but Westbrook still led 26-23 at the half. Second half, Todd Duchesne just goes inside for 2 of his 18 points. Westbrook will pull away in that third quarter and lead by 10 points. Duchesne, again, follows his own miss here, gets it to go, and the foul. Count the basket. Westbrook on a roll. Deering fought back late. John Donovan will help Deering cut it to 3 late in the game, but Westbrook and Todd Moore and company just too tough. Westbrook beats Deering 58-49. Westbrook will play Morse next week in one semifinal game. Of course, Portland, South Portland in the other.
Jimmy, can't wait for tomorrow's game. Looks like the Western boys game is going to be a classic. The finals.
That's right. A long time coming. Portland and Morse. It's going to be a great one. No surprises in the boys or girls Western Maine basketball tournament. The top 2 seeds advance to meet tomorrow night in the Western Maine Finals. Portland has both their boys and girls team in. The girls take on South Portland while the boys play Morse. The Shipbuilders beat Westbrook tonight despite Todd Moore's 20 points, 18 of those coming in the first half. Watch the alley-oop to Derek Hodge for 2 of his 27. Morse trailed 19-17 after 1 quarter. Todd Duchesne with 2 of his 17 in the game, but Morse pulled away in the second quarter and led at halftime 36-31. Joe Colley on the J. He had 14. Morse led 55-48 after 3 quarters. How good is Derek Hodge? Watch him inside here, then follow him back down the other end of the court, and watch the defensive play off. Todd Moore, Hodge and company too tough for Westbrook tonight. Morse beats him 76-62. The Shipbuilders will meet Portland, a 65-97 winner over South.